I do not watch pornography. I know it looks like I produce it, but I can't watch porn for one reason. It's not religious reasons. It's not for any high moralistic reasons. It's just that 20 seconds into watching any film, my glasses fog up. I can't see anything. Hey, do you guys think OJ ever watched Dexter and thought, now that's how I should have done it? I do have to apologize to each and every one of you. I'm the reason the show was late. I drove Jeff and Whitney here, and we were driving on the 5, and I saw a huge neon sign that said Black Angus Restaurant, but the G was out. So we had to stop off and get some appetizers. Best damn cinnamon rings I've ever had. I live in West Hollywood. It's kind of a gay neighborhood. Actually, it's a very gay neighborhood. It's not kind of gay. I mean, if I'm walking my dog late at night and I drop the keys, I've got to kick the dog and the keys up 2 blocks. Every business has a huge sign that says parking and rear. I go to the gay 24-hour fitness to work out. It's like a Fellini film in that gym. And I wanted to look really good for you guys tonight, because I know Irvine's a very good-looking crowd, man. And I mean, the women in this crowd are beautiful, and I would sleep with half the guys in the crowd. So I thought this morning it would be a really good idea if I tried to bench press 315 pounds for the very first time, which is kind of weird because I'd never lifted more than 100 once. But I did a lot of steroids last night. Ate 3 bottles of creatine this morning. 2 bottles of ginkgo biloba to help me focus. And I watched a Tony Robbins infomercial from beginning to end. Tony Robbins is one of the great American thinkers of this generation. And if you can get past his horse face-like features, he makes a lot of great points. Now, I know nobody in this room, so you guys can take this and apply it to your life no matter what you do, whether you're a comic, an actor, a musician, a plumber, a prostitute. No matter what you guys do, you can live a better life tomorrow because of what I'm about to tell you. Because Tony Robbins says, if you see it, if you think it, if you believe it, you guys can achieve it. Well, he's full of shit. Because all I saw was 315 pounds crashing down on my chest. And a guy in a thong leaps over from the leg press machine. And teabagged me. And that 315 pounds felt like a fucking feather. So guys, forget the amino acids, forget the energy drinks. A man's balls in your face is incredibly motivating. Will increase your bench press by at least 100 pounds. Hey, how long is it not gay that I want to sleep with Bruce Jenner? I mean, after he has the operation, he's gonna have the oldest, newest vagina on earth. I want in. Just for the story alone. Can you imagine the first time somebody goes inside that's like, dude, you used to be on a Wheaties box. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right, brother. I mean, I just turned 46. I think I look pretty good for my age. I see a lot of young guys in the room. You haven't had the benefit of what I had the other night. I had my annual health exam, you know. Everything was awesome. Doctor checked my ears. He said, Earl, you're great. There's nothing between them. You look great. Your heart, you got the heart of a 20-year-old. Your lungs are crystal clear. Never had a cigarette in my life. And I'm all happy. I'm putting my pants back on. He's like, well, Earl, how old are you again? I said, Doc, I just turned 46. He's like, oh, wait a minute. There's one more examination you get now. And I'm like, what is that, doctor? He's like, take off your pants, bend over that table, and cough. I'm like, there's nothing in my mouth. He's like, there will be in a minute. And he's putting his hand in this huge jug of Vaseline, and just, without even kissing me first, goes right up the gut. And you know, it's really weird. You know, the first 10 seconds, no doubt about it, are awkward. I mean, I'm like the 405 north back there, no southbound lanes. And then the next 10 minutes aren't so bad. It's like he's making cotton candy back there. It was so good I went back twice the next day. He's like, Earl, I don't have to see you for another year. I'm like, no, I'm just here for that last part. Actually, I had a really super fun audition today. It was for a Michael Bay film, and you know, it was a strange audition because it was for the role of white supremacist number 9. Well, I'm waiting for the callback. It was a very strange... I can't believe they... Sir, I'm Jewish. I'm glad you like me, but don't point at me like this. Didn't I see you at an Affliction shirt convention? So I go into the room. There's one person in the room, Michael Bay. And he's like the biggest director-producer in the world right now. He's like, come on in, Earl. I saw your audition reel. I thought you'd be perfect for the part. Which is really scary that my audition reel screams white supremacist number 9. And he's like, you know, I'm not really pleased with what I've seen so far, so I hope, you know, I got to ask you a couple questions. I don't want to waste any more of my time. Question number 1, you know what you're auditioning for. Would you shave your head? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm in my 40s. It's not gone by now, it'll grow back, you know. They even say, if you shave your head, it grows back thicker. So I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. Like, question number 2, would you get tattoos? Now, I don't have any tattoos, so I'm like, well, they're not permanent, Mr. Bay, are they? He's like, no, they're henna tattoos. They'll take about 6 hours to put on. They'll last about a month, and they'll say some really racially insensitive things. And I'm like, yeah, no problem, Mr. Bay. And he looks at me and goes, Jesus, no one's gotten past this question today. And he's like, well, I got to ask you this question. Like I said, you know what you're auditioning for, and I have to know this. Are you comfortable saying the N-word on camera? And I'm like, and get paid? Because I've been saying that for free my whole life. And he's like, well, Earl, that's good to know. But I tell you what, we might have a problem here. It's not that I don't think someone who looks like you wouldn't say that word. But, you know, I once had a skydiving film. Lead actor said he wasn't afraid of heights. First day of filming, he wouldn't go on the mountain because he was afraid of heights. So I'm going to have to hear you say that word. Now, I'm not going to say that word. It's like the most filthy, disgusting word in the English language. So I'm going to replace it with a slightly less offensive word like Armenians. And still waiting for the callback. Now, I'm a big Motorhead fan. I love the band. A great 1 out of 500. This joke will go well. Actually, I can't lie to you. I don't like Motorhead at all, but I do go to all their concerts because I know I'll be the best looking guy in the room for 2 hours. And the second best looking chick. I love going to concerts, though. You know, it's good. You guys are here to forget about your problems tonight. You know, your work week problems, relationship problems. I do the same thing, but I go to concerts. Like, probably my favorite concert I ever went to was Poison, Cheap Trick, and Def Leppard. And it was right at Irvine Meadows, or whatever it's called now, Verizon Greenpeace Amphitheater. I don't know what it's called, but that was the show that, it was a great show. Cheap Trick went first, and they are an awesome band. They did about 45 minutes. House lights go on, and a big sign appears behind the drum kit. It says, text 4532, and your message will appear on this screen. What could go wrong with this idea? Certainly no one would type anything inappropriate. And the first message was so heartwarming. Dear Poison, please play I Won't Forget You, Baby, for my loving husband of 75 years, Rick. Which is crazy that there's a 100-year-old couple at a Poison concert. Then the second message, equally as nice. Dear Def Leppard, please play Headed for a Heartbreak for my girlfriend of 4 hours, Jennifer. And then I knew. I just had a hunch that the third text message would be pretty bad because of the marijuana haze in my section and the guy doing cocaine right next to me texting. Marries a slut and takes it in every orifice, which totally ruined the rest of my concert that night. Because I'm going up to every girl in my section going, you're not Mary, are you? Now, actually, I'm a huge hockey fan. Any hockey fans in the house? I know you guys have the Ducks out here. We got the Kings where I'm from. You know, won 2 out of the 3 last Stanley Cups. I mean, still, people in LA would rather talk about how shitty the Lakers are, man. It's really... No. Come on, I'm a Kobe fan too, except for what he did in Colorado. It's all good. If he would have showed that effort this year that he did in Colorado, they'd be in the playoffs. But, you know, it's still not a huge sport in America, and I like it for one reason and one reason only. And people are like, why, the violence? I'm like, no. The speed and dexterity of what they do on an ice rink? No. I like hockey in 2015 for the simple reason that it's the only sport left for middle-sized white people. Oh, you laugh now, Irvine. But you look at an NBA highlight film in 1950. What'd you see? Shaq dunking, Kobe dribbling, LeBron flying through the air like a gazelle in the mountains? No. You saw a 5'6" Jewish guy named Bob Cousy shooting a set shot with his balls hanging out of his shorts. Look like church bells down there. And here's the weird thing. You know, there's over 70 black hockey players in the NHL right now, but nobody's noticed because they all have white names. They have names like George Laraque, Donald Brashear, Fred. I mean, white people are going to get really nervous when Shaquille Olakawande shows up to the rink. Because think about it, what sports would we have left? And someone will come up to me after a show and be like, Earl, don't worry about it. You guys will always have NASCAR. It's like, first off, what's with the you guys comment? It's not like I'm the head of the Aryan Brotherhood. Second off, NASCAR is not really a sport. I mean, that's an activity you can do in the parking lot of a Walmart. Like, all right, Earl, you got us on NASCAR, but you guys will always have golf. And it's like, excuse me? Did you see who won almost every tournament the last 12 years? And he was pretty busy off the course. I mean, that's how good he was. Imagine if you're like the #2 golfer in the world, Phil Mickelson, and you're sweating your ass off for 22 hours out of the day on the driving range, fine-tuning your swing to the most minute of details, and Tiger's at the titty bar for 22 hours out of the day, fine-tuning his swing. And he's still winning by 10 strokes. And they're like, all right, Earl, you got us on NASCAR, you got us on golf, but you guys will always have women's tennis. It's like, excuse me? Have you seen the Williams brothers play? You better bring it in that bedroom. I was actually watching one of the Williams sisters' tennis matches the other day until I realized I was watching Alien vs. Predator. I was watching TV the other night. I love these commercials they have for toilet paper. It's like, I don't really think toilet paper needs its own commercial, you know. It's not really a lot of guesswork as the end product and the end result for that item, you know. It is what it is, but I finally got it when it aired right after an Arby's commercial. Because if you've had 5 sandwiches for $1 at Arby's, you've had to reach for some brawny right after. Now, I know brawny's a dish towel, but trust me, 5 sandwiches for $1 at Arby's, you're grabbing for whatever your hands can get to first. But my favorite sport's football. I love football, man. Of course, my favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Listen, I get a lot of flack for liking Ben Roethlisberger as a quarterback because I don't believe that first girl he said he raped her in Reno. I've been to Reno. You don't have to rape anybody there. Trust me on that one. They got a heartbeat. They want it. But my favorite part of any football game is that first series of downs when the announcers get so excited to introduce you to the starting lineups. And in the Steelers' case, they start off with their smartest player, Troy Polamalu. And he's very eloquent, very well-spoken for an NFL player. And that little Brady Bunch screen pops up, and he looks at the camera in a real sexy voice just like mine and goes, Troy Polamalu, University of Southern California. And then they get to the next guy, Ike Taylor, the U. I don't even know what school the U is. But he says it with such conviction, you're like, it's got to be a great school. And then they get to the next guy, Casey Hampton, the Ohio State. Like there's 2 Ohio States, and this guy picked a better option. And then they get to the last couple guys on the team. And these guys are absolute morons, but they're starters, and they got to get to them. And the 10th guy is like, Mike Mitchell. William Jefferson. 2nd grade. And then they get to the last guy. And he's Polamalu's free safety partner, so they can't exclude him. And he just looks into the camera with the blankest stare of all time, like, Donnie Shell. Los Angeles. Guys, enjoy the rest of the show. My name's Earl Skakel.